Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Got some pretty good feedback on the last video, so I guess we'll make a few more. Today we got a great curse-based stress build for you featuring the Mummy and the Shade. Or sorry, the Wraith. And the Shade too. But featuring mainly the Mummy and the Wraith that have curse abilities that do stress damage. So for the Wraith, it's this Ghostly Inferno. And then for the Mummy, it's the Dire Curse. And these sort of synergize together with Cursed Bandages. The original idea with this build was just to have the Mummy out front and tank off the healing that you receive from this. Didn't really work out that way. We got about halfway through the run, and we just decided that we needed a little more sustain out front, so we brought in the Black Widow. So we started again on Good Always Wins. It was working fine on lower difficulties, but for Good Always Wins, we think we need a little bit more tanking. So the Mummy's now taking the second slot. The sustain is still very useful, and the curse stacking is great. It's sort of your standard stress build. The Black Widow has a stress attack as well, and then the Venom spikes and her Spider Venom allow her to stack up debuffs on the enemy where they're taking damage per turn and also stress per turn with this, and then when she gets a little bit damaged, she can park herself in her invigorating cocoon. So to get this going, we've been raising her health and her dread, which has been great. The Mummy, sort of the same idea, except we've added a block and dread, a little bit of health, just a little bit of everything, and really focusing on this Dire Curse, although he's got a couple other really good abilities. This one's alright, especially when you've got a redirecting mob, something that can have defend. This gets around that. And removing all debuffs from allies, that's been really useful throughout the run as well. We haven't used his physical attack much, but when you do come across immune enemies, that one can come into play too. The Wraith is one of the better stress attackers. This is the Ghostly Fire / Ghostly Inferno. This is a nice 3-target dot. We used this before in our stress Dark Knight build. This is nice for knocking off wards and such, and just a little bit of damage over time to get those extra ticks and those extra heart attack checks. So he's also got a magic attack and a single target stress attack. This is a great one. Removes all buffs from the target, loses all initiative, 150% stress damage. This is a real heavy hitter when you get down to one unit, or if you really need to knock that buff off, something like a Hesman or something like that might give your frontliner. And then magic attack, even though we're not raising the attack power, still 125. This can get the last hit in situations where you need it. So. And the last unit, kind of the star of the formation here, is the Shade. You guys are probably familiar with the Shade. He's got that great debuff, 40% accuracy for 2 actions. Basically can take 2 opposition units out of the game. Got the Void Claws, the big claw that comes down and finishes things off. Doesn't miss, ignores ward. Just got to make sure that you got enough sanity missing that you can kill the unit. And then we haven't even used this once. We're just kind of using it for the hit points, but I mean this could be useful as well. For stats, really all we've done is pumped up his block and ward, because this does nothing, and he doesn't really need too many defensive stats. It's kind of funny. The Shade doesn't really benefit from any of these abilities much at all, so it's kind of interesting there. We are using the leg cuffs on the Shade because his claw ability does make him step forward, so we figured we just throw that on him. And we also bring in this 15% mana just to keep our mana topped up, because we do use our mana quite a bit. We'll take a look at the talents here. Went straight down the R tree and took the heal. Pretty standard for stress builds. All units healing. Doesn't really matter if you're not attacking their hit points. Then we popped over, just grabbed Cursed Doll as usual out of destruction, and now we're just working down the magic tree. So we're going to get sort of these big heavy hitters at the bottom, like Blind, Finger Death, Fate. These are all really strong abilities, and we're going to be able to use those throughout the game. So let's take a look at what we got on the map. I think we got a second floor elite fight queued up. And yeah, let's go and see how we do. Alright, so first thing you want to do is you want to get around to knocking off these wards because they're kind of a pain in the butt, but we'll probably use the spider attacks, the stress attack. Well, I guess we're going to be using it on him. So we did knock off a ward right there. That's the redirect that I'm talking about, and we'll probably get a chance to use our mummy to get around that. For the debuff, probably the Elite Musketeer is the most dangerous, so we'll miss that one. And then what we're going to do is use this Hex Beam. We haven't upgraded this. We don't use it very much, but what it is really good for is knocking off wards. So there, we'll get rid of 2 wards there. Yeah, that's good for knocking off blocks. And then we'll use our Ghostly Inferno. We'll hit the second position guy here just so that we get rid of that last ward. And there we go. So now we can really start focusing on doing that stress damage. Well, that's a good hit. Alright, since we took a good hit there, we're going to go into our cocoon. We don't have enough mana for our heal yet, so we want to make sure we stay safe. We'll try to apply that debuff to the Musketeer. We get it this time. And then this works, I think, just on the ones behind, so we'll be pretty safe to go after the Musketeer here and get a Dire Curse down. Start that ticking. We use the 4-turn ticking ability rather than 2. I don't really know which one's better. Probably depends on your playstyle. You know, they're kind of 6 of one, half dozen the other, but I use the 4. It seems pretty good. Take the first 3 here. Just get that debuff ticking on them. As they get low, you can start focusing on them so you can whack them with the Doom Claws. Now, one thing to be aware of is sometimes units don't have equivalent, like you can see the Elite Hammerer here. This guy's only got 155 sanity. He's got 210 vigor. So even if we get him down to 0, we're not going to be able to kill him with the Gloom Claws. So that's just something to keep in mind there. Probably want to get on the Hammerer, get a debuff on him. He's pretty dangerous. Keep him missing his attacks. It's good to see him going insane because we don't like him shooting our guys in the back. Staying on that curse, spreading it around. Don't mind him taking too much damage because he heals it up, as you saw there. And it's a bit of a tough call here. I think we'll go on the hammer. Get that curse ticking there. Good. Yeah, that Galvanic stance is a pain in the butt. 125% magic damage to all minions. We do not want that to happen to us. So we have to make sure that we either knock him out of the stance. Let's see, when's he coming up? Does this have a push on it? No, we didn't take the push. Alright, we're going to have to probably burn our... Boy, this is a tough call here. You know what we're going to do? We're going to wait here. Let's see what else happens. So the hammer, we can't actually get him with the Gloom Claw, that's right. So what we'll do is we'll put another buff on him. Debuff. And then, oh, the Blackest Light doesn't stack. Well, maybe we just try to stress him out. There we go. Yeah, you don't want to get hit by that big hammer. Okay, this guy's good to go with the Gloom Claw. You can see he's missing 145 sanity. He's got 145 health, so this will be perfect. Leaves us one guy left. Get on there with a little bit more sanity damage. Hit it with the Sorrow and swipe. Doesn't miss, so we know we've won. There you go, guys. Another build for you. Hope you liked it. If you did, like and subscribe, and we'll see if we can get more content.